the vision of the art style and world that I wanted. I shared it with the artists, and they kept bringing back incredible finished work, even better than I had imagined.
The level of quality of the art was so high, and we fell in love with it.
Asevi-san, the director, asked us to create a more natural, organic look as opposed to mechanical or technical.
If you think golf is boring, prepare to see it with a whole new swing. To break away from the standard golf game, Sony Computer Entertainment brought out Hot Shots Golf in 1998 and Hot Shots Golf 2 this year. Even if you've never touched a club before, you can just jump in and have fun. The pace is fast, the characters are comic, and the load times are history.
We wanted to come up with a video game that felt so good it would inspire people to try real golf who would otherwise never think of playing.
Yet the Hot Shots Golf game engine also lets the serious golfer work with all the game's finer points, such as course conditions, wind, and spin. The balance was just right. Hot Shots Golf was named Sports Game of the Year by 2 magazines, topping all the major sports like football and basketball.
Oh my goodness, that's on the green!
Now the sequel takes that successful game engine and makes golf even more entertaining. The team in Japan explains.
Holy cow, nice shot!
I love golf. I get our whole team to play together. We try to figure out what makes real golf feel so good so we can put it into the video game.
We want you to feel how great it is to hit a tee shot 250 yards and how good it feels to sink a putt.
The art staff wanted the courses to be more beautiful than ever.
You can now control 4 different seasons for each of 7 courses.
That ball was thirsty!
There are also many more obstacles than in the first game. You have to think about your second shot before you hit your first. You need to use draws and fades more. They're easier to hit than in the first game.
Another thing we added is a short par 3 course. It lets you get in some shooting and putting when your time is short. Golf games were once so serious. People ask, was it a risk to add humor? I don't think so. Not to add humor would be a risk. We need to reach more than just hardcore golfers and bring new players to the game.
On the world's golf courses, they'll never know what hit them. Hot Shots Golf 2. Golf for the people.
In my job, I get a lot of calls from customers on Siphon Filter, level 14, the Stronghold Catacombs. In this level, you have to follow a scientist to the cell where Fagin is being held. And there are a few things you must not do in this level if you're going to complete it successfully. You got to only use your silenced weapons in this level. It's very important to go down the left-hand corridor here. There is a right-hand corridor, but it'll just lead you around in circles. Then you set about following the scientist. One of the most important things about this level is to let the scientist get a good head start on you, because you're going to trigger certain enemies along the path. If you have to take those enemies out and the scientist can see what's going on, you're going to lose the level because he'll be alerted to your presence. So as you see here, I'm taking out the guards while the scientist is safely out of sight and out of earshot. Now this is where a lot of people slip up on this level. The scientist stops and talks to two guards down at the end of the hall. We'll look here through the sniper rifle viewer. It's very important that these two guards are not killed. I repeat, not killed. If you kill these two guards, just about anything you do after that, it won't matter. You're going to lose. The scientist remains down at the end of the hall and is close enough that the murdered guards do in fact alert him to your presence. Even if it doesn't end the level immediately, you will not be able to end the level when you reach the door. So instead of killing the two guards, we're going to sneak down the hallway. And I do stress sneak. You must hold down the X button and move slowly. Now these guys aren't too bright. They're a little drowsy because you can get this close and then just go down the right-hand corridor and they never see you. And those guards won't give you any more trouble as long as you don't double back this way. Through the rest of the level, you're just going to have to take out anybody in your path quietly without the scientist around. And this guard here around the corner, the last guard you're going to need to take out in this level, can be very tricky. What I always try to do is peer around the corner to get him on my radar. You can now see the green dot moving towards me on my radar, and I can level my gun and take him out as he comes around the corner. And if everything goes right, you'll never even see the scientist at the door, because it'll fade to black, and you'll see a movie clip.
In Spyro 2, there are a couple tricky points. One is the Fracture Hills level where you have to save Spinner's friend. Right here, I'm going to go ahead and show you a really cool move on how to unleash your friend from behind the door. Hold down the square button to reach this super speed power-up right here, because the object here is to follow this pathway and through the various doors, and you can't stop or get hit once, because if you do, you lose the super speed power-up and you have to start over again. Go through that portal there, and over this little narrow bridge, and jump at the last second right here, and break down the door, and her friend will be right there for you.
Oh, thank goodness you broke that door down.
Once you save Spinner's friend, you'll get an orb. Now that you've seen it on video, good luck.
Come closer. Enter. It's time to begin your journey. Down. Gain exclusive access to demos and news with the PlayStation Underground CD magazine. 2 CDs per issue, 4 issues a year, 8 discs with playable demos, interviews with the game makers, behind the scenes at PlayStation events, hints, downloadable codes, and more. Be the first to get information on the next generation of PlayStation and see what you've only been hearing about. Finally, a magazine that doesn't make you read, it lets you play. Call 1-800-983-SONY or log onto the website to get 1 year's worth of issues and over 40 demos for less than the cost of a new game. As a PlayStation Underground subscriber, you now have access to all the inside information a gamer could dream of. You're underground now. There's no going back.